Between 1934 and 1942, the world watched in silence as a handful of men seized absolute control over millions. But which of these leaders held a secret that almost stopped his rise to power entirely? Stay tuned as we count down the 10 most notorious dictators of this era. At number 10 is Getulio Vargas of Brazil. In 1937, he launched the Estado Novo, or New State. While he modernized Brazil's economy with a focus on coffee and grains, his regime heavily censored the press and imprisoned political rivals during the late 1930s. Coming in at number 9, Jorge Ubico. Known as the Iron Puppet, his rule in the late 30s was defined by militarization. He famously considered himself a reincarnation of Napoleon and enforced strict laws that benefited massive fruit corporations while suppressing the local population. 8 is Ion Antonescu. Taking power in 1940, he styled himself as the Conjugator. His alliance with the Axis powers during the early 1940s led Romania into the heart of the European conflict, forever altering the nation's borders and its cultural identity. Next is Miklos Horthy, the admiral without a navy. By 1938, Horthy was navigating a dangerous political tightrope. He sought to reclaim Hungarian territories lost in previous wars, often making deals with the era's most dangerous men to maintain his grip on the regency. Ranking at number 6 is Ante Pavlic. Rising to power in 1941, he led the independent state of Croatia. His regime was so extreme that it even shocked some of his contemporaries. His rule was marked by intense nationalism and the pursuit of a culturally pure state. As we move into our top 5, the stakes get higher. The year 1939 changed the trajectory of global politics, as these next 5 leaders began a series of moves that would spark the greatest conflict in human history. You won't believe the connection between number 3 and number 1. At number 5 is Francisco Franco. After the brutal Spanish Civil War ended in 1939, Franco established a long-lasting dictatorship. He emphasized traditional values and promoted a simple, agrarian lifestyle for the Spanish people, focusing on wheat and olive production to rebuild the nation. Number 4 is Heike Tojo. Rising through the military ranks, he became Prime Minister of Japan in 1941. Tojo was the architect of Japan's expansionist policy in the Pacific. His rigid discipline and refusal to compromise led to the dramatic events of December 1941. Entering the top 3 is Benito Mussolini, Il Duce. By 1936, he had consolidated power and was dreaming of a new Roman Empire. Interestingly, Mussolini was a lifelong vegetarian for health reasons, often surviving on a diet of fruits, pasta, and large quantities of milk. At number 2 is Joseph Stalin. Between 1934 and 1940, Stalin conducted the Great Purge, eliminating anyone he perceived as a threat. His industrialization of the Soviet Union turned it into a superpower, but at a staggering cost to human life and individual freedom. Finally, at number 1 is Adolf Hitler. Rising to absolute power in 1934 as Führer, he ignited the most devastating war in history. A strict vegetarian who loved sweets and apples, he used his charismatic but terrifying oratory to lead the world into darkness between 1939 and 1942. These 10 men reshaped the borders of our world and the lives of billions. Their rise from 1934 to 1942 serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. Which of these historical figures do you think had the most unexpected impact on the modern world? If you found this trip through history fascinating, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the top 10 Repo family for more deep dives into the past.